There are stories hidden in the shadows of the American wilderness that defy explanation. This is one of those stories, a tale so chilling, so unnerving, that it has haunted generations. Tonight, I'm sharing the harrowing true story of a family in Utah who came face to face with the unexplainable, a skinwalker. In the early 1990s, the Sherman family moved to a remote ranch in northeastern Utah, looking for a fresh start. The property, nestled between towering cliffs and desolate plains, seemed perfect, but they didn't know that the land carried a sinister reputation. Locals called it cursed. Rumors swirled about strange creatures, mutilated livestock, and ancient legends tied to the Navajo belief in skinwalkers, shape-shifting entities said to embody pure evil. Their new home seemed normal at first, but then, strange things began to happen. On their second night at the ranch, Tom Sherman, the family's patriarch, noticed something peculiar. As he stepped outside to check on their cattle, he froze. Just beyond the fence, in the pale moonlight, stood a massive wolf. Its eyes glowed unnaturally, almost as if they were lit from within. Tom, an experienced rancher, wasn't scared of wolves. He approached cautiously, but as he got closer, he realized something was wrong. The wolf was bigger than any he'd ever seen, nearly the size of a bear. The creature didn't move, even as Tom shouted to scare it away. Instead, it turned its glowing eyes directly toward him and growled, a low, guttural sound that sent chills down his spine. Suddenly, it lunged toward the cattle pen and clamped its jaws around one of the calves. Panicked, Tom grabbed his rifle and fired. But the bullets didn't harm the wolf. It didn't bleed. It didn't even flinch. As Tom fired shot after shot, the creature eventually let go of the calf, turned to him, and stared for a long, terrifying moment. Then it walked away, calmly, disappearing into the darkness as if it had never been there. After that night, things on the ranch only got worse. The family started hearing strange noises in the house, scratches on the walls, whispers in the night, and disembodied footsteps. The cattle began acting erratically, refusing to go near certain areas of the ranch. Then came the mutilations. One morning, Tom found one of their cows dead in the field. Its body had been ripped open with surgical precision. There was no blood, none at all. The cuts were clean, almost as if done with a laser. It wasn't the work of a predator. The Shermans began seeing strange lights in the sky, bright orbs that hovered silently over their property before vanishing in an instant. Their dogs refused to go outside at night, cowering under furniture whenever the sun set, and then they started seeing shadows. One night, Gwen Sherman, Tom's wife, woke up to the sound of movement outside their bedroom window. She looked out and saw what she thought was a man standing near the barn. But as she squinted to get a better look, the figure melted into the shadows, like smoke dissipating into thin air. Their teenage son began hearing voices calling his name from the woods. At first, he thought it was a prank, but the voices sounded wrong, distorted like they were coming from deep underwater. The final straw came one night when the family dog, a loyal and protective animal, began growling at something outside. Tom grabbed his rifle and stepped onto the porch. What he saw froze him in place. Standing in the field was a creature unlike anything he'd ever seen. It had the body of a man but moved on all fours like an animal. Its head was elongated, almost wolf-like, with glowing red eyes that burned into his soul. The creature let out an ear-piercing screech, a sound so unnatural it made Tom's blood run cold. He fired his rifle, but the bullets seemed to pass right through it. The creature charged toward the house, and Tom barely managed to slam the door shut in time. For hours, the family huddled together, listening to the sound of claws scratching against the walls and windows. The Shermans knew they couldn't stay. Whatever was haunting the ranch wasn't going to stop. Within weeks, they sold the property and left everything behind. But even after moving away, they couldn't escape the nightmares. They were plagued by vivid dreams of glowing eyes, mutilated animals, and shadowy figures watching them from the darkness. The ranch eventually became known as Skinwalker Ranch, infamous for its paranormal activity. Scientists, paranormal investigators, and journalists have all tried to uncover the truth about the property. Some believe it's a hotspot for UFO activity. Others think it's cursed by ancient Native American magic. But one thing is certain, the Sherman story is just one of many. So what do you believe? Was it a skinwalker, a paranormal entity, or something else entirely? One thing's for sure, the truth is out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. If this story gave you chills, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Let me know in the comments what you think really happened on Skinwalker Ranch. Until next time, stay safe and beware of what's hiding in the dark.